Hi, I forgive the poet. I wish you enjoyment and the utmost horror. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new on the channel. I am happy to join Sameh Al Shaer's family group on Facebook. Let's start. Horror stories in the morgue. A true story that happened in Egypt. Specifically in the city of Tanta, when the events of the story spread. It was widespread, and everyone wanted to know it fully. A story marked by mystery. And being something unbelievable. Absolutely, something specific to the spiritual realm. Perhaps the world of jinn and demons. A story that preoccupied many people, who were divided over its truth, some of whom were supporters. The poor girl is the heroine of the story, and some of them were opposed to her. He didn't really believe her. Now let's start the story. A medical student, she passed all the subjects except for one, and because of which she returned year after year. It was this particular subject. A terrible nightmare you wish you could wake up from. It was autopsy material. And one day, her friend suggested her to buy a corpse and study through them in practice, and thus can pass autopsy material, which caused her a lot of trouble. He was among the medical students. Don't forget to subscribe in the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new on the channel. I am happy to join Sameh Al Shaer's family group on Facebook. From acquaintance with a security man. He works in a mortuary, and her friend was one. Among these students, she took her by the hand and went with her to the man, who was in relationships with grave diggers. Many in number, so the girl agreed with him. Immediately on the purchase. Dead body and set her price. And on the day of delivery, the girl had a problem that she would not be able to solve. She was sure that her family would never accept the idea of a dead body at home. She presented the matter to the mortuary man, who gave her the solution in no time. He invited her to the morgue. And do what you want to do from the autopsy. He studied her there, and set an appointment for her. It was 9 o'clock. The girl paid the agreed upon money and left the place. Indeed. On the same time, she was in front of the mortuary. The man had prepared a place for her in advance, and laid her body on the table, and the girl went to work. He asked her to work quietly, so as not to reveal their order, and already made a medical student. Lots of work and diligence to complete her studies and finish what you intended to do before the date. But when she raised her eyes to the watch in her hand, tired of time, the one who found it stole it, right away. She picked up her things and equipment and was about to leave, and as she came out of the room she found a woman. She has long red hair. Don't forget to subscribe in the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new on the channel. I am happy to join Sameh Al Shaer's family group on Facebook. And her eyes were very black, and she held a candle in her hand. She was wearing a doctor's clothes, with Dr. Mona Al-Qadi inscribed on it. The girl was surprised. Of a particular matter, she was holding a candle in her left hand. Despite the intensity of the lighting in the morgue, asked this Wonder Woman. The woman with unusually white skin, "What are you doing here? How dare you enter, and who allowed you to do this in the first place?" The girl lost her composure and proceeded without realizing her fear, anxiety, and tension. What happened to her? Her heart was racing and sweat poured down on her. She was begging this doctor to let her go and not to do any harm to her. The girl told her whole story and the extent of the suffering she suffers because of the autopsy, and the years she spent at the university. It is because of this subject that you want to succeed in order to graduate from medical school. It was a surprise. She let this wonderful doctor leave her, although all the girl's expectations were that she would not do this. It was the biggest surprise. When this doctor offered her help, the girl's heart could not contain the joy she felt, but the doctor developed a strange shape. One condition, and threatened her. If you do not abide by this condition, then you will harm her. I have had the condition not to disclose its secret to anyone, and not to mention its name in front of anyone, whoever it is, and it was agreed upon between them on that. Days and months passed and the final exam for the autopsy was approaching. It was the girl. She absorbs everything from her new Doctor Who. She made everything easy for her, and she simplified things for her and taught her by experience to do everything with her own hands. When the exam came, the girl passed with a very high rating, which surprised her university professors, so they insisted on find out the secret behind passing it. Finally, for the material that has suffered for many years, and at the insistence and urgency of them and pressures were the result that it revealed the secret. And everyone was stunned when he heard the name of the doctor and did not believe the girl, as this doctor passed away in her university office 10 years ago. The girl paid very dearly. Same doctor as she once was. I went to the morgue to make sure it was true. What she saw, and the first thing she saw was her other face. The girl cried. The end of it was a hospital. Mental illness for not keeping a secret.